I'm currently at Charlotte's Pass in New South Wales, Australia, which is the highest ski resort in Australia. It's the middle of summer, middle of January. It's the hottest time of year. It's sitting at about 17 degrees Celsius up here at the moment, so it's nice and cool. I'm expecting probably about 5 to 10 degrees less up at Mount Kosciuszko. Kosciuszko is sitting at 2,228 metres above sea level. Currently we're around the 1,850 metre level. So it's a nice ride up. Usually gets above the tree line pretty quickly up here. So down here you can see as I swing around, we're still below the tree line. The ride up from Charlotte's Pass up to Rawson Pass, which is as far as we're allowed to ride the bikes, is about 9 kilometres. It's fairly steep. I found that when I was riding mountain bikes up there, unpowered mountain bikes, it's about an hour and 20 to an hour and 30 to get up there. On e-bikes, it's around 30 minutes or so. On the way, we'll be, as I said, going above the tree line, and we'll be going along some plateaus which have been glaciated. You'll be able to see the beginnings of the Snowy River, which is quite a famous river in Australia. Also, we'll be stopping at Seaman's Hut, which is one of those huts that campers and hikers use in winter and in summer for shelter. And it's maintained by the National Parks and Wildlife Service. We'll have a look inside Seaman's Hut when we get there, and then we'll ride up to Rawson Pass, which is a short ride from there. Once we get to Rawson Pass, we'll leave the bikes there and we'll walk the remaining 128 metres in elevation, which will take us from Rawson Pass up to the summit of Mount Kosciuszko. As I said, it's the middle of summer. I think at the moment we're talking about 14 degrees where we are. We've ridden up above the tree line. You can see there's no trees up here. Our snowy mountains are littered with glacial rubble. Some of these rocks up here are bigger than houses. There's still a little bit of snow in the distance. Just zoom up a little bit. Just a little bit of snow left over from winter. You can see down there, that's the mighty Snowy River. This is the early part of the Snowy River. And the way you access Mount Kosciuszko these days, there's two ways. One is from Charlotte's Pass, which is the way that we've ridden up. And you can only drive as far as Charlotte's Pass car park, and then you can walk like those people doing, or you can ride like we're doing. And as I said, it's a 9 kilometre walk up to Mount Kosciuszko from Charlotte's Pass car park. There's another way that you can also get to Mount Kosciuszko, and that's from the ski resort Thredbo. If you catch a chairlift from the bottom of Thredbo up to the top of Thredbo, then there's a 6 kilometre walk to Rawson Pass, which is where we'll be stopping with our bikes, and we'll be chaining our bikes up, and then we'll walk from there up. So it's 6 kilometres from Rawson Pass to Thredbo, or 9 kilometres down to Charlotte's Pass. This is the beginnings of the Snowy River. This is kind of upstream of it. The river flows down there past the Turn Vectron. It flows downwards behind Perisher Valley, through Guthiga, and then down to Lake Jindabyne. Feeds out from Jindabyne Dam, and it works its way down through towns like Dalgety and eventually out to the ocean just near Lakes Entrance in Victoria. Ridden up to 2,030 metres above sea level. It's noticeably colder up here. This is where Seaman's Hut is located. Seaman's Hut is a shelter which is used both summer and winter because the snow depth here in winter time somewhere around 5 to 6 metres. So for any people who come camping in winter time, this road's obviously snowed over. So people would either ski up here or snowshoe up to the mountains up here in winter time and then take shelter in Seaman's Hut. Of course, it's open during the summer as well for overnight camping. There's a stove in there. There's not many facilities. It's just shelter on the side of the mountain, but it can sleep quite a few people. We'll go inside and have a look now. So we're going into Seaman's Hut to have a look around. There's the entrance. There's some wood stores. Some more behind there. That door's locked, don't know what that's all about. Then you've got the old stove. And some benches, and people will either eat here and also sleep here. And there's a bit of a sign there. If you want to read through that, just pause it and have a read. Great view out these windows to Mount Kosciuszko up there. And some more lodging over here. And that's a tragic memorial to some young snowboarders that were lost 20 years ago, coming up to 20 years ago. So that's the road going back to Charlotte's Pass. We've got some bikers there that are pushing their bikes up because it's so steep, but with the electric bikes we're able to ride up there without any problems. So now we'll take off and we'll go back to head off to Mount Kosciuszko. we've just arrived up at Rawson Pass. As the sign says, no bikes allowed past that point. We've secured the bikes there. There's a whole bunch of other bikes there, and we're about to follow the path up there to Mount Kosciuszko. We've just got to the top of Mount Kosciuszko. You can see behind me the marker for the summit itself, and there's actually a queue that's formed back there for people to take photos themselves up at the top of Kosciuszko. So it's quite nice and pleasant up here. I reckon it's about 14 degrees Celsius. It's not as cold as I thought it was going to be. And it's a bit breezy too. You can see how we're way above the tree line, and the Australian high country is relatively undulating compared to the European Alps or the very, very high Alps around the Himalayas, for example. So that's the end of our trip. Now we'll be walking back down to Rawson Pass and then riding our bikes back to Charlotte's Pass car park to finish the trip off. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share this video with your friends. If you would like to see more videos like this one and other videos showcasing form and design, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I'm Andrew from Form and Design. Thanks for watching.